All right. Welcome back to the Telos Buzz, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Looks like we got a big crowd here already. Sorry to keep you waiting. Some technical things happening behind the scenes, but we made it on. Happy to be here. How are you doing, Evan?
Oh, I am great, thank you. Let me just silence my phone over here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Super excited to be here today. Yeah, I love that we've already got our crowd here. Nice to see everybody. Oh, hello, chat's bumping. Yeah, and it's great to be here with you, Liam.
Yeah, great to see you. Good to see. We got Patricia in the audience. We've got Rena, Tushik, all these guys. This is going to be a fun event. Why don't you guys let us know where you're tuning in from? Oh, and I'm just realizing now, guys, we've got a bunch of the Apex people here. So we should first clarify some confusion. Initially, we thought we were going to bring on Apex. And then Uma, the COO, she was feeling a little under the weather. So we had to switch it out last minute. So I apologize if you had seen the note on YouTube that this was going to be Apex, and we're here waiting for that. Sadly, it's not, but we've got a very special guest. Apex is a fantastic app, though, so I'd love to see all the Apex people in the audience here. And fear not, Uma will be on in the near future. She's just recovering from a bit of a cold. So our good vibes and healing thoughts go out to Uma.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let's just do a pre-shout out for Apex. If you want to find out more about them, you can go check them out at Apex Official, I believe, on Twitter.
Yeah, let me pull up
as well. They've got a website. They got an app.
Apex.com as well. Let me drop that right here in the chat. One of my favorite apps on the Telos network. A fantastic social media app. I see we've got lots of Apex people here. You earn rewards to post on social media. What more could you want?
Yeah, really, guys. Social media done right for Web3. So check out Apex. That's our Apex plug. And thank you, all of our Apex friends, for being here, and just all of our friends.
Yeah, it's really great to see you. We got a good crowd here. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm coming to you from Ontario, London, Ontario. Yeah.
Yeah, hometown, my mom's house. Also, London, Ontario.
Love it. All right. Well, guys, as you're watching, let us know. Drop in the comments where you're tuning in from. Love to hear. And I know we got a global audience, which is lots of fun. But should we jump into the news, Evan?
100%. Yeah. Let's see what's going on in Telos.
Before we do that, though, make sure you subscribe. Smash the like button, guys. It helps us out tremendously. And of course, as always, vote for Telos Culture as a block producer candidate. We have shot up in the rankings on Telos, and that is thanks to all of you guys for your support. I think it was last week or so, we climbed a couple more spots. I'm just pulling it up now to see where we're at. We are at position number 37 on the Telos main network. And that is all thanks to you guys for voting for us. So we really appreciate the support. It is very much appreciated. You guys are fantastic.
It really does feel like every week we're getting a little closer to our goals. So. Exactly. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Also, yeah, keep telling us where you're from, because it's so cool. Philippines, Uruguay. I mean, we've got worldwide representation here.
This is what I love so much about Telos. It's just, it's this coming together of people from all around the world. Really speaks to, I think, the decentralized nation of the network as well, which is super important to have a community that is, decentralized geographically, among other things. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. We should get into the news, though. Once again, make sure you subscribe and then stick around, because we're going to have a very fun special guest from the defenders of Telosia NFT project. I wonder who it could be. We'll have to wait and see. All right. First up on the news, we've got the Telos Foundation has released an update where they go over a new structure for operations and an expansion of the internal personnel. As part of this, they are bringing on dedicated leads to focus on DeFi, NFTs, gamify, and developer relations. So each of these leads, by the sounds of things, will be overseeing a specific kind of department to focus on these areas, which are really important, right? They are just growing niches, like really active niches in the blockchain space. So it's really cool to see that the foundation is taking kind of a calculated approach on, making sure that we're fostering each of those areas. If you want to find out more about this, and they might even have some kind of hints in there about other stuff that's to come, you can check out the update, which I just dropped in the chat there for you guys.
Amazing. Oh yeah, so definitely check it out. In NFT news, Teland Goldman is live. A lot of you know Teland from Mission NFT. They were our winners. And some of you may even own a little piece of Teland yourself. But Teland Gold is a collection of 275 NFTs brought to you by GCL Capital, Grupo Corporativo Latinoamericano. Oh, great. Each Teland Gold represents 1,000 square meters of real farmland. The last ones, I believe, were only 100 square meters. So this is a huge jump. You can check it out on. Where are they selling? Are they at?
I just dropped the link in the chat there. So if you go to telandperu.net/telandgold.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So check them out there. Links in the chat. And you can also learn more in our recent live stream with Paul from Teland to learn more about this exciting project.
Yeah, I think, was it just last week? The weeks are blurring together, but we had Paul on very recently to chat about this. It was just last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to copy that link and just drop that in our chat as well.
So now that we're only doing these once a week, they feel so far apart, eh?
Yeah. Let us know in the chat. How do you like this new structure? You know, we are doing these once a week now, and we're hoping to bring you guys some more other projects like the Telos Scouts, stuff that we did with Pomelo. But, you know, we miss seeing you guys on a Monday. So if you'd like us to bring that back, let us know. But I kind of like this new structure where we get to meet with you guys on the Friday and talk about everything that went down. Also, while we're on that note, we've got more people telling us where they're from. We got Ricardo from Brazil and Tushik's coming to us from Bangladesh. This is awesome, guys. I haven't seen the same country twice yet. So it really just shows how spread out everybody is and how we can all sort of come together here on Telos. Lots of fun to just.
Sorry, Liam, to burst your bubble, but we're not just in the same country. We're in the same city. So
you and me. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, what else do we have on news here? We've got Telos. This is pretty fun. Telos has now entered the beta stage of testing, and staking rewards are just around the corner for Telos EVM users. For those who don't know, Telos is a staking protocol that's going to be on the Telos EVM. It's going to kind of be like the Rex rewards that are on Telos native, but for people who use MetaMask, which is the majority of the blockchain sector. So it's going to make those staking rewards more accessible. And there's lots of other information on it that you can find on the Telos Foundation website. The one thing you should know is that we're going to bring on the Telos team to talk about this initiative on September 23rd. So just be sure to subscribe again and turn on your notifications so that you can find out when we go live with that fun event.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our news for the day, where we've got things pretty short and sweet. And now we get to bring in our very special guest from Teland NFT, from the Defenders of Telosia. But before we do that, once again, guys, don't forget, please smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't done it, turn on your notifications so that you get notified whenever we drop new content like this. I'm really excited to bring in these new guests. I'm sure none of you, this new guest, Defenders of Telosia, a new NFT project coming on Telos. I'm sure none of you guys have heard of this person before, but let's bring him in.
Oh, hi. I am the artist behind the Defenders of Telosia NFT project.
Wow, so great to meet you. Is it Yvonne?
Yes, my name is Yvonne. Yvonne Wacy.
The cousin of Big Gooey himself.
Yes, the little goopy.
The little goopy. Wow. The creator of the Teland NFT, Telosia. Defenders of Telosia.
We shouldn't have talked about Teland so much before this. It's gonna keep tripping us up.
What do you mean we?
We being this podcast that I'm in.
Yes, I see. You are in no way Evan, our co-host. So tell me, Yvonne, who are the Defenders of Telosia?
Oh, well, the Defenders of Telosia is a yet unnumbered series of NFTs that is coming to Telos very soon. 2022, mark my words, they'll be here. And they are, well, basically just trying to capture the spirit and the vibe of people in the Telos community, and that is hard because, as we know from this podcast, they are from all over the world. They have so many different interests and personalities, and so capturing that has been really fun because I get to make, something for everyone. There's well, I guess you'll just have to see what there is, but there's a lot of different interests and walks of life, I want to say, represented within the defenders of Telosia. It's not just uh, for one type of person.
That's awesome. I'm going to drop right here in the chat the link to the Defenders of Telosia Twitter. If you guys head there, you can see on the header image there is a great grid of all the different looks. And you really put a lot of time into really just coming up with a wide array of characters, clothing, all this stuff. So, like, how much time did it take you to put that all together?
Fantastic question. I mean, this project has been in the work for months, kind of on and off. I mean, I've never like given up on it completely, but things come up and things get pushed to the back burner. So I want to say like at least 3 or 4 like solid months of like sitting down in my free time drawing for hours every day. So yeah, like it's been a lot of work. There's hundreds and hundreds of assets. I don't know how many yet. It's after a certain point it gets difficult to count, especially when you're dealing with like recolored versions of similar assets. It's hard to figure out what you should count. But yeah, sorry, what was the question?
Or just how long it took you? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
But what inspired you to make it? Like, where did the idea come from?
Well, I wanted to try making an NFT series. So this is actually my first one that I'll admit. I've actually tried my hand at making an NFT series before, but I didn't get I didn't find the final product was really marketable for me, so I never really went anywhere with it, never minted it. However, this series I kind of came about from being in the Telos ecosystem, seeing the success of Big GUI and a lot of others, and being a fan of NFT art and generative art. I kind of went around and I picked some of my favorite looking things, and I thought, I could probably bring a version of that to Telos. Primarily, I'll shout out, I think they're called Azuki NFTs. I could be wrong. I don't own any, but they're very cool. Big deal on Ethereum. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to rip them off entirely. They're very much more kind of anime styled than mine will be. But it is kind of a nod in that direction. And that's why I want to shout them out, because I did take a lot of inspiration from that project.
That's very cool. Awesome. Well, a lot of the talk with the NFTs on Telos right now is about socialify and stuff like that. So will these NFTs have a social function to them or anything like that? Or maybe you can tell us just a little bit more about maybe utility behind them.
Yeah, so Telosia is going to hopefully become a much broader kind of NFT universe. And the defenders of Telosia, I think, are going to be sort of the gateway. There's going to be enough of them that I think pretty much anyone in the community who wants one should be able to get one. And that will give you access to further NFT drops and collections in the future, maybe more exclusive collections or items for NFT characters and things in future collections that I can't talk about too much yet because they don't exist. And beyond that, I want to say too, beyond just the base social function of like it being a key to something else or like a club, which is also very likely to happen. Their social function goes into preserving the environment that we all love, and also giving back to blockchain and art initiatives. So we're looking at maybe giving something like 50%, maybe more, of all proceeds to environmental efforts and or back to on-chain initiatives like Rex, or perhaps other projects that we feel align with our interests.
I think that's really
Namely,
cool.
I think we just want to look at things though. We're talking about the defenders of Telosia, right? So how do you defend Telosia? You take care of the planet that, hosts Telosia. And furthermore, if we have additional revenue, then yeah, that will go back to Telos, the people of Telos, and the project Telos, because that's what I believe everyone who's going to be purchasing these, that's what they believe in, and that's where their funds should be going.
Totally. No, I think it's really important that you have that like social aspect of it, that socially conscious aspect. More and more NFT projects are taking that approach, and it's cool just to see people thinking in those terms, right? How can we use crypto, blockchain for good in the world, to make a real world impact? I think that's what makes it so much more real. I'm going to bring up really quick here just for you guys to see. You can see a nice little grid of the Defenders of Telosia there. Look how cool they are. Such a fun collection. So guys, again, you can head to the Twitter and make sure that you follow so you get notified when this drop happens. This is your first real NFT project, Evan. So Yvonne, sorry, a little goopy. So
Little goopy, yeah.
how did you find the process of making NFTs? Like, and for anybody who's out there who wants to get into it, maybe what would your advice to them be?
Wow, I mean, like, as someone who has yet to even finish like my mint yet, it's hard to maybe give advice to other people yet. I would say like the biggest advice I would give myself is to just like keep going, keep powering through it. You'll get there eventually. I mean, once you start, it gets kind of hard to stop, because you don't want to waste the initial time and investment. And I think as an artist, it can be like probably the most challenging aspect for me would be like, as you evolve as an artist, still caring about the kind of initial assets that you made. And I think it's totally reasonable to go back and look at a bunch of hair or, whatever you may have made in the early stages and say, that's not good enough. Like, I can do better now, and I will do better now. That being said, it's also important to recognize there are hundreds of assets that you're dealing with. And yeah, you need to maybe like call the herd a bit as far as like, get rid of the bad ones. But you also might just keep evolving as an artist forever. And if you just keep throwing out the ones that you don't like, well, you'll never make anything. So basically persevering, believing in yourself, believing in what you're making. And if you are getting so much better, make another NFT project and show people that you've gotten even better than the first one, right? It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. But that being said, I am really excited to share this with everyone. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Totally. And you have a background in really like more, I would say, real world art, right? Sculpting, fine art, that sort of thing. How does that impact your 2D works, and how have you found that affect, your approach to making NFTs?
I would say it's that's a great question. It probably influences me a lot, and like, of course, I've had like classical art training, so I'm going to try and make things look kind of like anatomically correct, and I'll be maybe a little bit nitpicky in certain aspects that maybe you might not find other NFT artists to be caring about in that way. And that's also maybe why it's taking me so long to produce anything. And that's not shading any sculptors or fine artists. Like plenty of them are very quick. But yeah, that kind of level of consideration, I think. Oh, and I don't want to shade any NFT artists here at all. So I don't know. Basically, like, I think it's gonna just show like maybe a certain level of professionalism and skill that you might not always encounter in NFTs. And I think also the interpretations of three-dimensional elements, because I am basing a lot of my experience in the three-dimensional, say like armor plating, swords, clothing, things like that, you might find feel a bit more real, maybe. I don't know.
Totally, that makes sense. So the big question on everyone's mind: when when mint, when can we expect to see DOT go live, Defenders of Telosia, and
That's
where
a great
people follow
question.
you
I
for updates?
promise you 2022, and I mean like what do we have? Just October and November? All right. Well, I'm going to say November then. We're going to aim for like a Christmas drop maybe.
Ooh, 'tis the season.
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
not that everyone in Telosia cares about Christmas, but it's just I'm trying to get this out here by 20 or before 2023, and I guess December is technically a month too before 2023, so maybe more like December then. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself a few more months to finish because I've got honestly not too much more to do, but as I said, I'm kind of nitpicky. I might go back and redo like all the hair, for example, and what you saw had like pretty plain backgrounds. I might be doing a lot there. And then, yeah, when the mint does release, it might not just be one mint, right? It could be staggered out, 100 at a time or less even. We're gonna see. But yeah, I'd say if you're really interested in the Defenders of Telosia, just follow us on Twitter. I mean, I haven't been posting a lot on there because I don't have too much to share in the ways of updates. But when I do, you'll get them there first. So I'm gonna plug at Telosia NFT. That's all one word. Telos Telosia NFT, and you'll get all the latest updates.
fantastic. That link is in the chat right now, so make sure you go check it out. And go give him a follow. That's fantastic. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our segment with you, Yvonne. So sadly, we must bid you adieu.
Well, thanks so much for having me on. It's such a pleasure to meet you, Liam.
Once again, as you're on your way out, I'm going to just pull up the, it was great to meet you, I should say. I'm going to pull up these guys and yeah, we'll see you in a bit. We should probably get Evan back in here. So I don't know where he went. Anyways, guys, check out these NFTs one more time. It was really fun to be visited by Lil Goopy, aka Yvonne. And yeah, go follow them. This is a great project. Really excited to see it launching on Telos soon. And oh, Evan, when did you get here?
Those NFTs are really cool. Don't tell me I missed the little Goopy.
You totally missed him. But of course, you're always gone whenever we have the best guests here.
Dang it. Yeah, I've always wanted to meet Yvonne. I always miss him somehow.
Who knows? Weird. Anyways,
passing ships in the night,
Exactly. Anyways, guys, one last piece of news that I forgot to mention earlier while we're talking on the realm of NFTs. The Telos Scouts is up for a Gitcoin grant. So you can head over and vote for us, aka just give a donation. This is very similar to Pomelo. If you like what we're doing, you can donate $1 even in ETH, and it'll make a big difference in the matching funds that we receive from the Gitcoin funding round. So go check it out while you're at it. Make sure you go follow Defenders of Telosia as well. And last but not least, stay in the loop with everything Telos Culture by following our channels. I'm going to drop those in the chat right now for you guys.
Yeah. And just shouting out that Gitcoin again, guys. It's quadratically funded. So even if you can drop us 50 cents in ETH, just because you voted and you're a person, that goes a long way for us as far as matching funds go. So, anything. I mean, 50 cents is even maybe high. Whatever. Like,
yeah. Just need something. And
honestly, it's just by you throwing your hat in the ring, that actually counts for a whole lot more than maybe you realize. And I don't think we have a link for it off the top, but you can check out our episode on quadratic funding. We've got one called just what is it? What WTF is?
WTF is QF.
Yeah. Okay. There it is. Check out that video if you want to know more about that. And find out why your 50 cents can go a long way.
Exactly. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. This was just a fantastic group of people we've got here. I see Celia.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Here, MD, so many people. It was really great to have you here. Again, apologies that Apex could not make it, but I'm really glad we got to spend some time with Little Goopy, Yvonne, talk about Defenders of Telosia. We will get Apex on again soon. So stay tuned. Keep your eyes on our channels for announcements on when that happens. We are sending healing vibes to Uma. She's, nothing major, just has a little cold right now. we'll see her again very soon, and we'll see all you guys next week. So thanks again for joining, and see you around.